Hello, welcome to my craft room. You join me today knitting on my Aurora cabin shawl. Now don't get excited if you thought I'd given up on it and you think, oh, she's back on knitting it. No, I'm not. So the plan from last week was where these sections are here, I was just going to finish off that and then do, no, I wasn't. I was going to not do that. I was going to go straight into the chevrons and then do the I-cord and just end it where it was. So I picked it up yesterday and thought, right, I'll do those chevrons. I'll see where I can finish off doing this band so it doesn't look too odd. And then I'll go into the chevrons. And I was reading the instructions for the chevrons and I thought, I don't want to do it. I really have had enough now. I think what I've learned from this shawl is that I love the design and I want to wear it, but I'm a garment knitter, not a shawl knitter, I think, and 500 grams of fingering weight yarn is just too much and I've lost my interest in it. So I won't do that again. I'll do a 300 grams, so I'll still do a big shawl, but I don't think I'd try and do this again because I've just got too many things I want to knit to dedicate that much time to this. And it is huge anyway. So what I decided to do was where I'd finished that part there, I thought what I'm going to do is just do the I-cord now and just call it done. So that's all, stitches. So yes, that's what I started to do last night, and so I haven't got very far because, as I say, it just goes on forever. That's the thing, it wasn't that I didn't want to do the chevron, it's that I didn't want to do all of these stitches backwards and forwards to do the chevron. I knew I just didn't have it in me and I didn't want to force myself when it is plenty big enough already. So yeah, so I'm just going to carry on now with, because look at it, it's big enough. I'm just going to carry on now, just doing that I-cord. I quite like doing the I-cord actually. It was quite, what's the word, rhythmic, soothing, because it's such, I mean, you literally knit 2 stitches, knit 2 together, go take them back on the other needle. So you're only actually getting, you're knitting 4 stitches, but you're only getting sort of 1 stitch further along if you've never done it before. So it is very slow going, but it's not a nasty process. I do actually quite like it, and I'm not in a rush. I knew it was going to take a long time to do this edging, so I'm just settling into it and I'm just going to enjoy it. And I quite like how that looks at the end. I do think that works as a border. That's what I'm saying anyway. So that is what I'm up to at the moment. I've got my Whitmoor soaking in the sink, so that's going to be blocking. So you will see that on and how it looks fully finished by the end of this video. So yes, very excited to get that finished. I'd like to, we're going to the NEC. When you see this video, I would have gone the day before. We're going on Saturday to the NEC for the creative knitting, stitching, craft, all sorts of crafts show. So I would like to wear my Whitmoor if I can to that, because I think that would be quite nice. And I think it will suit the occasion because it's not heavy, but it's warm, it's very different temperatures. So yes, looking forward to that on Saturday, going out with my crafty girls, and we shall have a good time. So that is going to be blocked. So I shall be, yeah, I'm letting it just soak in the bath at the moment. And then I shall dry it out, smooth it out, dry it out, and we shall see how it looks. So I'm going to carry on for this. I am planning on a new big start. You know what it is if you saw last week's. And so I shall be starting that later on today, hopefully, depending on how long this takes. So yeah, not rushing, just enjoying the knitting as I go. So that is how it is. So hopefully this will be having a bath next. That'd be good, wouldn't it, if I can get this all in the bath today. Then I have, although I don't know where I'm going to dry this because it's so humongous. We have got a spare double bed, so I may put it on the spare double bed to dry. And then the Whitmoor, I've got a single spare bed, so the Whitmoor can go on the single spare bed and this can go on the other. But yeah, there's quite a bit of sunshine today, which would be good because both of those rooms are south facing, so they get a nice bit of warmth. Means I can open the window in there, let the sun in, let a bit of a breeze in there, shut the door so it doesn't come in the rest of the house. And yeah, hopefully they won't take too long to dry. This one is quite thick actually. I've knit it out of the Drops alpaca 4-ply, but where you got the colour work, it's sort of doubled up. So yeah, it does feel quite, although I say that, but you only ever use one strand, so it's not really colour work, is it? But I think the way it is, it's quite garter stitchy. So it has got quite a thickness to it rather than stockinette stitch in that way. I've not got much left, so my thoughts are already turned to what I'm going to use these for. So I'm not going to have much of the cream left. I think I'm going to use most of that up. So I've got mainly this and then these scraps. So I don't want to put it in my granny square scrappy blanket because these can't be put into the washing machine and everything in that blanket's going to be in the washing machine, so I think I want it quite big. So I don't know, I might just make a little cowl or something altogether just for, like this today where I'm just feeling a little bit cool around the neck. So I've just got this. This is, I can't tell you what pattern it is, my mum knit it for me. She got the kit from a yarn festival, but it's a long skinny shawl, and I've tied it at the back with the little ends and then just wrapped it round. So I do like to wear things like this because I do get a cold neck, so I quite often wear a cowl and things in the house. So I might just use these up creatively and just see what I get. I don't know. Or a little granny crocheted cowl, that might be fun. I don't know. But I would like to just use these scraps up as soon as I've finished into a project because they're so little bits, and so I don't want them to mix in with my machine washable things, so I'd rather just use them in a project on their own. I am liking the cowl idea because I do like the colours, how they mix together. So yeah, that's something else to do. So I am going to carry on with this for now. I wonder what you're knitting. Well, the I-cord took a lot longer than expected. So this is unblocked. It's just finished. So, oh, I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it goes way past my wingspan. And yeah, I'm a bit deflated, to be honest, with it, because I don't know when I'll wear it. Hold on, we've got a dog. Sorry, I've got a big window, as you've probably seen, and people do dog walking past there, and there's me flapping about in the window. So yes, I don't know when I'm going to wear it, because I was thinking I'd wear it like this, but it's just so huge. I definitely don't think big shawls are for me. I love it. I think it's beautiful, but I don't know when I'm going to wear it. It seems too much. I think I'll probably wear it, keep it here at the back of my chair so I can just put it on for extra warmth, because that feels comfortable, and it's like if I'm knitting or whatever. But I mean, it would even go across, you know, when people wear it like that. But it's just not me. So yeah, I do love it, and I'm going to enjoy looking at it in the craft room. I might even put it on the back of the sofa in our like office space. We've got a sofa in there that I sit in, and I might put that on the back of that so I can enjoy it. Yeah, actually I think I might do, because it would probably go with the room. I'll try it down there. As I say, it's not blocked, so I don't know how much bigger it's going to be. But that is how the bind off came out. So yeah, I love it. I love the colours. I'm just not a big shawl person. So yeah, we shall see how big it gets. But I'm thinking I can picture it on the back of a sofa. I think that would just be nice, and then I can still appreciate it. But I just can't see me wearing it like this. Which has brought me on to more thinking about my knitting. So let's have a sit down and have a chat. Okay, so I was all set and excited to start the Trinnigan. And I've been doing my swatches, finally got a swatch that worked. So where it's got those little pockets of colour, there's going to be, oops, like that. And I really loved the two yarns together, but then I was thinking, I don't know, I think it's when I sort of put it on me, because I said it's not neutral, and I'm thinking that's supposed to be an item that I wanted to knit because I thought I could just throw it over anything for just that layering. And I thought I need it to be more neutral. It's just not going to go with many things, and I'm going to feel messy. I've got quite a tidy style, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I like things to be more minimalist and simple, and I just think there's going to be too many colours going on in there. Where's the ball? So as you see, there's loads of different colours in there, which I think is beautiful. And if it was a sweater, then yes, just jeans and that as a sweater, I think that would be fantastic. But it's not going to be, and it's going to be open. It's an open one, so you're always going to see what's underneath. So I've decided to shelve that one at the moment, but I have been thinking about it and thinking about maybe either doing it with toning so it's not going to be so obvious, or not do the little colour work bits and just do it in like a mottled. I've been looking at the Stylecraft Life DK because I was struggling with the Aran weight. I think it works better with a DK and with the stitch gauge on the Stylecraft Aran. And I put some pictures of the colours I was looking at. So I was thinking I could either go with like a blue or the green, or I could go very neutral and just have those neps in it to add a little bit of interest. And I think that would make it a lot more wearable. And maybe I'll do the actual pocket bits next time, maybe in like a grey, two different, I'm not a grey person really. Yeah, thinking about colours, or maybe like two different blues or something. So I'm putting that one on the back burner for now, but I still want to knit it, but I just want to, I want to love it as a piece. I'm a process knitter. I love the process, but I knit to wear the object. I want the object to wear, so if I'm not going to wear it, then I lose the enthusiasm for it. So I need to have something to knit. I'm thinking, what do I want to knit with now then, if I've got all that yarn to knit with it? So I've got 3 balls of this. Sorry if you've been looking for this and haven't found it. I know I've had a few messages, and it is still available on It's still available on Wool Warehouse, but I think it might be discontinued. They've only got 1 colour left, but it is reduced as well. So that means I can't get any more balls of this. The one they have got is really nice. It's like raspberry colours, and yeah, I'd love that one. It's my colours. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do with this? First of all, I thought about a colourwork sweater that will combine them both. Then I thought, actually, I wouldn't mind just a vest. You know, I've got that chunky blue one. I wear that a lot and enjoy that. And I thought, what about like more of a spring one? So this yarn, it is 40% wool, 40% wool, 60% acrylic. And it's got those colours, but I don't know if you can see here, they do colour change quite a lot. So it's not just stripes, it's going to be more blended in. So I thought, what about a little vest for this? And then I can just wear it with long sleeve t-shirt, short sleeve t-shirt, like a shirt underneath or something. And so that'll see me through spring, but it's got some warmth to it. And it would just be a fun, colourful piece. So I thought, I just want to have some fun with something small. Easy win is what I'm looking for. So I was looking for a pattern, and I think I'm going to have a go at the drops pattern. I know, not known for being good. And so I looked on Ravelry to check out what people said, and they said it's fine, but it's not written very well, but it is a basic pattern, so I don't see why I'd have any trouble with that. So I'm going to go with it. People have had good results. The overall result that they've given it like a 4 stars, so it's not a bad pattern. So I'm going to knit the college vest, and so it's just a round neck, high round neck, no sleeves obviously, just rib, and very basic. But I think this yarn, it only needs basic because it brings the party with the colours, doesn't it? So yeah, I'm going to be casting that on. But because I have only got, I wanted to have 3 projects, and at the moment, well, I say at the moment, I'll cast something else on, but I have only got my socks, my DK vanilla socks for March is the only project now I've got on the needles. So that's one project. Then I'm going to cast the vest on, so that's 2 projects. So my 3rd project is my scraps from my Stephen West shawl. And so I weighed them, and I've got 99 grams. So I thought, what do I want to do with this? And I mentioned before I was thinking about a cowl, because I do like my cowls, just little cowls I can just put on and off as I need them. And so I thought, well, I want one that stands up more. I don't want, with fingering weight, I don't want it to be all down here and not further up. I want some to stick up to keep me nice and warm while it's still that in-between temperatures. So I thought, well, why don't I do just a normal sock head cowl that's nice and simple, and then I can do something with the colours as I go and just make it up and have fun with the colours as I go. So it's 4 inches of rib to start with, so I'm doing that. But what I thought, I don't know how I'm going to join them yet, but I was thinking of my colourway is to go from dark to light. So I'm going to go then green, then that one, and then ending on the cream. So it's stockinette in the middle and then ending with a rib. So then I can either have the red dark to light or wear it light to dark, depending on what I'm wearing. And yeah, if I've got a cream sweater on, then I might want to go light and then dark. So yeah, I thought that'd be fun because I love these colours together, and so I'll still be able to wear these colours. But I think that would be nice and wearable to wear those, and just 100 grams, well 99 grams, so here's a bit more there. So I'm just going to have fun with that and make it up as I go along. As I say, it's just 4 inches of rib and then stockinette and then some rib. So, and being fingering weight, it is going to go down on itself. So what's in between doesn't really matter. You're just going to see these colour changes, and then that rib at the top, 4 inches of rib at the top. So yeah, that's how far I've got so far. My oh, my 2x2 rib. So I shall carry on with that nice easy, and yeah, so I'm glad to have that shawl finished now. What else am I doing? Oh, because I was a bit fed up. I'm not fed up, you know what I mean, when you think, oh, it's not nothing to do with the design. I love the design, it is brilliant, it's just I'm not a big shawl person, and I wouldn't have known that unless I'd actually knit one and thought, no. The actual knitting of it and the wearing just aren't my thing. Beautiful, but not my thing. So last night I pulled out the crochet blanket, always cheering me up, always easy just to do. So my lovely friend Ellen, hello Ellen, gave me this ball of yarn when we met up the other day. It is King Cole Merino and it's the 4-ply still, so it's 50 grams. So I thought that is going to go into my crochet blanket because it is going to be perfect for the colours that I've got going on, and it is. So I was doing some of that. So that is how it's looking. So where was I last time? Ah, over here. So I was on the cream last time you saw it. So I've gone up from the cream. So as I said before, it doesn't look like much, but it is getting very big now. So it's a long way around. And it has made me think that because I have got that blue in the centre there, that I might finish the whole blanket off with blue because it does tie it in. So yeah, by the time I finish the blanket, I'll probably have to buy a ball of yarn just because it's going to be so far around. It's not going to happen with scraps. So, I mean, in hindsight, perhaps I should have saved this. But after saying that, maybe I'll just buy a ball of this or something, so that if I use this a few times in the blanket, then that'll tie it in even more, won't it? I do think that what I should have done really is taken the time to do like one round of each colour from the start, because I am loving the colour changes up here far more than that block down there. So yes, it's nice to have a project that you know you can just pick up when you're just not in the mood, feel tired, or just, yeah, just not feeling inspired. There's something to do that's just instant joy. So yeah, that is what I was working on last night. The only other update to give you at the moment is this sweater. I mentioned before that the sleeve length was fine, like this, but as I'm moving around, it goes up my wrists. And I was even demonstrating when I went to see my mum the other day. I was demonstrating and saying, what do you think? Because she's a knitter and everything. She's a trained seamstress. So I was saying, what do you think? Because it looks like it's the right length, but it's not. And she said, well, I think it's fine. And so that kept me going for a few more days. But no, it just, I'm aware of it. That's the thing. It's not so much it's uncomfortable. It's just the fact that I'm repeatedly aware of it. And that in itself is annoying me. So I just think, like the Whitmoor, which is still drying, by the way, it's taking its time. Like the Whitmoor, it that has got long cuffs. So I think I'm going to make it the cuff the length of the Whitmoor, and then I think it will be much nicer and it will just hold it in place, and it's not going to go so far up the arm. I think it's just the nature of the puffy sleeves. It just folds up, and because it is more substantial, it's not like drops air like a blown puffy mohair or anything, that it's not just dropping back down, it's holding its own sort of thing, so there's more structure in it. So I have decided to make longer sleeves, so I'm going to just undo that cuff and just do a bit more because I've got plenty of yarn. I've got both of these, and I also got a whole other ball, so I might as well do it so I'm happier with it rather than... Oh, I can see the neighbour in the mirror. He's just got home with his dog. That was a quick walk, probably because it's raining out there. So yeah, I've lost my track of thought now. Yes, I've got this yarn sitting there, so I might as well make it so I enjoy wearing it more, because apart from that, I'm loving this one and definitely want to knit another one at some point. So yes, this was definitely a success, but once I've got my sleeves fixed. I believe I can fly, I believe I can touch the sky. Everything has finished blocking, everything is dry. How much alpaca can you wear before you are classed as imitating an alpaca? So let's talk about the shawl first. So I am loving it, and I've been admiring it while it's been drying. So this is how big it is. So I don't really know how much it's grown, if it has grown. I just laid it out on the bed, just smoothed it out. I didn't try and make it grow or anything. So let's try it around the neck. No, still not feeling it. No, I think it definitely will be more of a at home around, just draped around, or like on the back of the sofa, so I can just enjoy looking at it, really enjoy looking at it. I think it's lovely, it's just not me. So yes, I'm glad I did it for the experience, but it's not something that I'll do again. The red, when I took it out of the water, the red had gone into there was some pink in the water, so it has actually changed the colour of the white. If I can show you on there, it probably won't show up. Let me. But it has just, it's just knocked back the brightness, I think. I'm not worried about it, it's fine. It blends in and stuff, but just something to bear in mind if you're using that alpaca dark red, then be aware that the colour can run. I didn't have a colour catcher in, I didn't think I'd need one. I didn't think about it because it's commercially dyed, but obviously red is the colour that will cause the most problems. So yes, that is all fully finished and done, so we can move on. Let's move on to the Whitmoor. So this is my Whitmoor. This is a complete success. I love everything about this. This is how it's looking. So I like the fit of it. That's the length. I love the sleeves. Like I said, they are intentionally long on the pattern because the cuff holds them up, so they just fall down. I think that's a really sort of nice length, and yeah, really loving this. This was the let me get the thing to tell you what it was. So this is the drop sleemer, and it is wool and alpaca. There is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. Love this yarn, really love it. It's nice to knit with, and yeah, I like the stitching on it, and it's got like a little bit of a halo to it. If I do it on the shoulder, perhaps you can see against the green. So yeah, there's a slight halo to it, so it gives it that softness. So overall, this was definitely a success. So this is the Whitmoor sweater by Ami Lowden, knit in Drops Lima. Highly recommend. I have finished the rib on my scrappy cowl. I can't remember what I vlogged about this, sorry. I'm sure I had cast this on. This is the sock head hat, and I am using up my scraps from the Aurora cabin shawl. And so that red that I'm going to have to keep an eye on when I wash it, and is going to be in this project. So it's supposed to be 4 inches of rib, and then you just go into stockinette. It's the simplest of patterns, but because I'm doing different colours, and I did think a lot about what I could do to blend the colours, and I decided to just keep it simple, because the thing is, when you've got a long cowl in fingering weight yarn, it all just sinks down, doesn't it? I'm going to have a long rib at the top which I hold it up, but the mass in the centre scrunches down, so you don't see all of the fancy work. So I thought, I know I love the colours together, so I'm just going to enjoy it as colours, and so it will just look like stripes, different widths of stripes. And so let me just show you. So I have got, oh, I have a handy ruler here, let me measure it. So instead of the 4 inches of rib, is it 2 by 2? Can't remember, it's 2 by 2 rib. I've got just under 3 inches of 2 by 2 rib in the red, and then I swapped out to the coral colour, and I'm just going to keep knitting round the coral colour until I finish, and then I won't worry about beginning or end of a row. I will just do magic knot to connect it, and then just start the next colour, which will be the green. So yeah, this is a nice relaxed knit that I know what I'm going to get, so so I'm going to end with that cream colour, because I'm going to be doing it in like the darkest to the lightest, and then I can wear it darkest up near my face or the lightest up near my face, whichever I think is the most appropriate for what I'm wearing. So yeah, this is just a fun, simple project, and it's going to use up every bit of that scrap yarn. As I've mentioned before, because it's 100% alpaca, it's not machine washable, so I didn't want to put it loose in with the rest of my 4-ply yarns and then use it on a project later, forgetting that it can't go in the washing machine. So I thought I'd just use it in this, and then I know that I need to hand wash it, and it's going to be nice and small, so it won't be any trouble to just hand wash this. And being 100% alpaca, it's going to be super cozy and soft. I'm not somebody who has trouble with itchiness or anything with alpaca. I find it really soft. So if you are thinking of using that yarn, please be aware that some people are sensitive. So yeah, due diligence. You know yourself how your skin reacts. So I think I'm as tough as old boots, really. I don't like the really itchy natural wool, but alpaca I'm fine with. So yes, enjoying knitting on that. I have also changed my cuffs. So I've lengthened my cuffs on this. This is the Chunky Dahlia sweater that I finished before, and my cuffs were shorter and they were riding up my arms, but now I can do the YMCA and they're still at the right length. So that is the true test to find out if your sleeves are okay for when you're moving around. You go YMCA. So any other song with that sort of movement is fine, but that is obviously my preference. So yeah, I literally about doubled the length of those and they feel a lot more comfortable now. They were just annoying me before, so they needed to be changed. Anything that annoys you and stops you enjoying your knits, it needs to be changed, because that literally took me less than an hour probably to do both of them while I was watching TV. So yeah, it's always better to just, it's never nice to go back, is it? I never like to go back to something, but I have learned from experience to just go back, do it. It's like the sewing in ends. We don't like doing it, but when you actually think how long it actually takes, it's not that long. Just put your favourite soap on and yeah, just get it done. So what else have I been knitting on? I have been knitting on my slipover. So once again, it's been a few days since I spoke to you about things and I can't remember. But this is the College by Drops, a free pattern, because I wanted to change what I'm using this yarn for, which is still in the right place. So this is the Stylecraft Amour. I'm sure I told you about it, because I'm sure I said about Wool Warehouse. It's still on there, but just a different colour. So this is how it's knitting. I wasn't sure last night, TV knitting, I was thinking because I was still doing the rib, and I was thinking, I don't know if I'm going to like this. I wanted something that was going to be a bit funky and just fun, just jeans, plain t-shirt, short or long sleeve, put this on for a bit of extra warmth and just a bit of fun in the spring. And then I was thinking, it's quite jazzy, isn't it? But I'm thinking now it's growing and it's just going into sort of striping, but not really striping. I'm thinking, yeah, I can see it more now. As long as everything else is just like jean colours, I think, or I could have pink or purple, just very, very plain what I put on with it. I think it will be fun. What do you think? I thought as well last night, I was thinking, oh, with the green, is it too light? But actually, I think because there's quite a lot of that purple and the pink, I think it will suit me. So I'm going to carry on for a bit longer and see. I have had it on 2 circulars so I could try it on, and it was the right width for my hips, because it said in the pattern to decrease by 8 stitches before when you finish the end of the rib. And I thought, I don't know about that, because that doesn't look very wide. I'm a pear shape. I need the meterage around the hips. So I thought I won't put the decreases in yet. I'll wait till I've got a bit going, then try it on and then try it, because then I can decrease it more. Once I get to my waist goes in quite a bit, and then my rib cage is smaller. So I'm thinking, do a bit more now, then try it again. I might come down a little bit smaller so it's not too baggy under the arms, is what I'm thinking. So I'm going to make it up, because it should be straight down. So I'm just going to make it up to go with my body shape, because my body shape really isn't straight down. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's nice colours. I'm enjoying the colour changes all the time. And yeah, it is fun to knit, even though it is just stockinette. It's Aran weight, so I've got 5mm needles, so they're nice and chunky, so it's fast growing. And yeah, I've just got 2 easy projects on the go now, and then my DK socks. So everything is going nicely. Not much to show on the socks at the moment. Very slow progress on those. But I've just got them by the bed, so I'm just doing a bit, because they are quite hard on my hands, like I said before. I'm using the 3mm when I should be using 3.25, and we're going to the craft show tomorrow, so I will look out. If I see some smaller needles, then I will look out for some. So the next pairs that I do, I will definitely buy those, so I am ready for that. Talking about the show tomorrow, I want to make a little mini list of, just in case there's not usually a lot of yarn there, but I'm thinking just take a little list of the meterage and the weight of different things that I know I like. So like the flax sweater, if I've got how much yarn I need in Aran weight for the flax, then if I see some yarn that I love, then I know, oh, if I get that, I could make a flax with that, just a basic raglan top-down sweater. Or there's the Chartreuse cardigan by Ami Lowden. I want to knit that again. So if I've got what I need for that, I'm not going to be looking for yarn for that. I'm just going to be looking for yarn that I think, yes, I like you, I'm going to take you home, and then have a plan, know exactly how much I need. So I want to have a think about my patterns and just take those with me, so I can just, if I see something I love, I can just buy a sweater quantity and I know the project that I'm going to be using it for. So that is the plan. Try not to buy any fabric, because I haven't used the fabric that I bought. Sorry, distracted. I thought it's somebody walking past with a dog. It's not, it's a squirrel going along the fence. Distracted by squirrels, classic. Yeah, so I don't want to buy any fabric. I haven't used the fabric that I brought at the Alexandra Palace last year, so I definitely haven't sewn anything recently, so I'm not going to do that. I don't need any cross stitch because I've got lots of projects I want to get back to. So it is just the yarn, because I am getting through my yarn, which is a good thing. So have a lovely week, and I shall report back everything that I bought or didn't buy from the NEC next Sunday. Take care. Thanks for watching.